All right, so new method on how to edit your photo. This is a little bit easier, especially when you're just starting out, just because sometimes it's hard to tell which colors are and are not in the photo, and it's hard to kind of figure out what you want to keep and what you want to get rid of. So we're gonna try this new method out. Okay, so first, no matter what, always, always, always crop and straighten your photo. Okay, crop and straighten, and you can tell in the background if I look at the stands, it's not straight, right? So straighten out the photo. I'm looking at the stands right here. Now that it's cropped and straightened, we're gonna go down to our HSL sliders, and you're gonna go to your saturation sliders, and you're gonna desaturate all colors, right? So now that it's all the colors are gone, what you can do is just focus on making it like just make a decent black and white photo, right? So you're just going through, you're trying to make your whites white, your blacks black, okay? Whatever you think would make it look like a pretty good black and white, okay? So good black and white. Now we go back to our HSLs, excuse me, sliders. And then one by one, we're gonna start to bring back some of these colors, and you can kind of see what it brings back, and then you can choose how much you want of each color. So the orange is gonna be like the skin tone, right? Um, Yellow, right? Surprisingly, right? It's a lot of the grass. You wouldn't think so because you think grass, you think green. So for now, I'm just gonna leave the yellow off because it's also the trees in the background. So I'm gonna leave it off. Green, okay, we're gonna bring back the green, and I'm gonna bring back a little bit more of it. Aqua, nothing. So why have it? Just leave it off. Blue, you can see there's like blue tint on the uniform of the guy behind and some of the signs behind. A little bit of the sky. Don't need too much of it. So we're gonna leave it not off, but down. Purple, again, you wouldn't think that it would have an effect on like the uniform, but it does, and the bleachers in the back. We're gonna leave that off, and then magenta, the mouthpiece, right, and then some of the background, we can just leave it off. So now that we have chosen which colors we're gonna keep and how much of that color, then we can go through our hue and our saturation and fix that. So luminance on green, right? How bright or dark do we want our green? So we can go a little bit darker so that, okay, our reds, right? Our oranges, and then the rest of it we'll kind of leave. This looks pretty good so far. I'm not really gonna mess with the hue right now just for the sake of the video, but you get the idea. Just kind of go through and see what you like and what you don't like. The last part is masking. Okay, so how do we mask a photo? It's this button right here. You're gonna click it, and how it works is it gives you like preset buttons that you can click. So if I click on subject, right, it should select the subject. Sometimes it's not as accurate. So right here, it has the quarterback, but then it also caught one of the players on the other team in the background. We don't want that, right? So what you would do is go to your mask layer here, subtract, use a brush. There's all these different tools that you can use, but use a brush. Same way, bracket keys, bigger, smaller, and then you can brush away that player in the background from your selection. Okay, so now he's no longer selected. We have our player, our mask layer, and then now if I manipulate any of these settings, it only affects the subject, right? What is highlighted in red. So if I were to make him a little bit brighter, right? It makes him brighter or darker. Okay, if I want to add a little contrast to him. And then what you can also do, instead of creating new mask and then selecting background, you can just go to the mask you already have, these three dots, and then duplicate and invert mask. And there you go. Everything else is selected now. So then if I want to make the background a little bit darker to create a little contrast, I can do that. If I want to make the background a little bit brighter, okay? And it just gives you a little more control over exactly what you are changing and editing within the photo. And you can add as many as you want. I can go create mask, linear gradient, and I can add off one side and make it lighter or darker. So if it's not evenly matched across all four corners, I can manually select a brush and select what I want to highlight. It's all just kind of preference depending on your photo and what needs to be done with it. When you're done with your mask, don't forget to always go down until you see this and you got to hit close. Okay, everything here affects the mask. Below it is just your normal sliders. So just hit close when you're done and it gets you out of the masking menu. And if you need to go back, you can just click it again and go back. Okay.